sensitive and handsome, Nero, 37 to 68 AD, started out well as an emperor, but his early promise gave way to wild extravagance and murder. His rule ended as violently as it had begun. When he became emperor, Nero was a young man who enjoyed theater, music, and horse racing. His dominating mother, Agrippina, had already murdered Claudius to see her son on the throne. She quickly poisoned Nero's main rival, Claudius's son, Britannicus. But Nero did not want to be controlled by his mother. Encouraged by his former tutor, the writer and philosopher Seneca, he began to make his own decisions. Relations with his mother became frosty, and in 56 AD, she was forced into retirement. Nero started well. He ended secret trials and gave the Senate more independence. He banned capital punishment, reduced taxes, and allowed slaves to sue unjust owners. He provided assistance to cities that had suffered disasters, gave aid to the Jews, and established open competitions in poetry, drama, and athletics. However, like Caligula before him, Nero had a dark side. His impulses began as simple extravagance. Before long, however, stories were circulating that he had seduced married women and young boys, and that he had castrated and married a male slave. Both Seneca and Agrippina tried hard to control Nero. Seneca tried to be subtle, but his mother was not. Relations between mother and son grew worse, and Nero decided to kill her. He invited her to travel by boat to meet him at the seaside resort where he was staying. When the reunion was over, Agrippina left for home. She was never meant to get there, but the murder attempt failed and Agrippina swam to safety. Annoyed that his plot had failed, Nero abandoned subtly and sent some soldiers to complete the job. He claimed that his mother had been plotting against him, but fooled nobody. Rome was appalled. Matricide, the murder of one's own mother, was among the worst possible crimes. Tolerance of Nero's depravity ebbed away and Rome faced a series of bad omens. Tacitus wrote, "Unlucky birds settled on the capital, houses fell in numerous earthquakes, and wheat were trampled by the fleeing crowd." Worst was yet to come. The Great Fire of Rome lasted for 6 days and 7 nights. It destroyed or damaged 10 of Rome's 14 districts and many homes, shops, and temples. Nero offered to house the homeless, but it was too late. A rumor had spread of Nero's behavior during the fire. Although he hadn't fiddled while Rome burned, he had been singing. With Nero and mother dead and tutor retired, the emperor was beyond anyone's control. Rome was now victim to the arbitrary desires of a mad tyrant. There was only one solution. In 65 AD, one plotter, a freed slave named Epicurus, found a dissatisfied officer who had access to the emperor. She secretly asked him to kill Nero. Instead, the officer betrayed Epicurus and she was captured. Rather than give up the names of her fellow plotters, she killed herself. Not knowing who was involved, Nero redoubled his guard and unleashed terror on Rome. Huge numbers of people, including Seneca, were executed or forced to kill themselves. But Rome had had enough. A revolt in the northern territories quickly spread, and the Senate declared Nero a public enemy. This meant that anyone could kill him without punishment. Terrified, Nero fled to the country with his few remaining slaves and killed himself. Without any heirs, the Roman Empire now had no leader. With the ultimate prize up for grabs, rival generals began moving their troops towards Rome and civil war. Like Trump, Putin, and Kim Jong-un, he adored performing. In his case, in the gladiatorial arena, the reality television of its day, competing in chariot races or otherwise singing or playing his lyre. Such was his obsession, writes Suetonius, the Michael Wolff of his day, that he forbade anyone to leave the theater during his recitals. Women went into labor during these interminable sessions and gave birth. The American scholar Jenny Davison has compared Commodus's weird, sinisterly over-the-top image and personality cult with the presidents pointing to a most peculiar photograph consisting of Trump on a throne, while Melania stands beside him dressed in a skimpy toga, and their son Baron sits astride a life-size stuffed toy lion, the whole image set off by a background of the most disgusting gilded classical pillars. Still, Trump hasn't yet renamed all the months of the year after himself. There's always time. Maybe the Gulf of Mexico is next. Maybe in the end, the honor ought to go to the thuggish, power-crazed, stonkingly wealthy aristocrats of the 1st century BC. Julius Caesar, Claudius, Catiline, take your pick, who cynically poisoned themselves on the side of the masses against the political elite, destroying the Roman Republic and its institutions as they fought for power. The world is in turmoil. The rich and powerful control who lives and who dies. Perhaps when these monsters finally destroy what they have consumed, we will find some hope. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and want to see more of the same, push the thumbs up button and leave a comment below.